He's supposed to, yeah, when you notice it.
Here we go. There's no shoving, everybody is a-loving, and the folks are all looking pretty. Of course your train's on time and you get to work by 9. You do your super job and get your pay, and you never get annoyed, just like me, you're overjoyed. You love to come from spirit all day, and we'll be taking care of business every day. We'll be taking care of business every way. We'll be taking care of business. We're divine and taking care of business and working overtime to work out. It's as easy as fishing. You could be practicing and you'll keep your days all kinds of mellow. Know the truth of who you are and you'll surely go far. Now you're in with the right bunch of fellows. People see you having fun just to knowing you're the one. Tell them that you know it's the way. It's the law that we employ and we're all overjoyed. We love to come from spirit all day. Hey, we be taking care of business every day. We be taking care of business every way. We be taking care of business. We're divine, taking care of business and working overtime to work out. Taking care of business. Taking care of business. Hey, hey, hey. Taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. We be taking care of business. We're divine. Taking care of business and working overtime. Taking care of business. Taking care of business. Taking care of business. Taking care of business.
Street Band.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone this morning? Clearly, I see there are a number of people who have gone to the cottages this weekend. We're a little light in numbers this week, but that's okay because we are here and we're streaming live. So I'm sure the people who are not here in person are watching from their cottages on the internet, right? Of course they are, because why wouldn't they be? Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it is my pleasure to invite you. Actually, it is my pleasure to invite you to relax. Allow yourself to be renewed and refreshed in this very moment because we all have that opportunity. And to say welcome to the center. And what I want to say today is that we stand firm in a belief here that there is one power in the universe. That power is love. That power is the impulse of creation, that all of creation is based on this power of love. And when we really align ourselves with that premise, everything unfolds brilliantly in our lives. And isn't that what we're really looking for? We're looking to enhance our lives, yes?
Yes.
Because even if our lives seem really great, there's always room for enhancement, I believe. Do you believe this?
Yes.
Because there's always room for enhancement because there's infinite amounts of energy that are happening. And when we tap into that infinity, we know that there's always room to grow. So let's celebrate that idea today, which is what we're always coming to do on a Sunday, to celebrate life and to celebrate love. I want to say welcome to everyone who is joining us online. Say thank you for joining us this morning. It is such a pleasure to have you in the room with us, and you are in the room with us. I also want to say hello to anyone who's joining us for the very first time today. And here's what I need to tell you about, though. We knew you were coming, and so we did a little research on you. We have that capacity now to research people when we know they're coming, and we always know you're coming to the center when you are making your presence known here, because everything is energy. And here's what we have found out about you. Everyone, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent, and we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. And when we understand that everything is magnificence, then we can see it in the faces of every single person we encounter. And so we do know that you're magnificent because we know we are magnificent. So let's all affirm for ourselves, I am magnificent. I am magnificent. Yes, indeed. Let's kick this off with this great Pierre Gautreau original, and Tanis Pierre, and Tanis Burnett, Pierre Gautreau and Tanis Burnett original. The lyrics are on your song sheet if you want to follow along.
In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. In this moment I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. I feel joy. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment I feel grace. In this moment I feel grace. In this moment I feel grace. I feel grace. I feel grace. I feel grace. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. In this moment I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. I feel love. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now. And the point of power is in this moment now.
Where else can you go on a Sunday morning and have such upbeat, uplifting music? Huh? Where else can you go? We are a spiritual center, and a lot of people question, what is it to be a spiritual center? And one of the things I want to invite you all to do is to look inside yourself and find that spiritual center within yourself, because that's really what the spiritual center is. We teach a particular philosophy within this center, and it's called the science of mind and spirit, and it is a way of enhancing your life to make it better. And we feel that there are tools that can be learned to make life better. So that's what we stand for here, and we teach the tools in class. Sunday is all about inspiration, though. Sunday is about just feeling good and being uplifted, and so we're going to do a little bit of that today. Now, there's some people within our center who have really taken learning the tools to heart, and they have studied for years to become licensed practitioners of this philosophy. And we have, how many practitioners? We have 9. Wow. We have 11. We have 11. We have, actually, we have 12 licensed practitioners, because I include myself among the licensed practitioners. We have 12 licensed practitioners within the center. And every week, I invite a licensed practitioner to join us and offer their inspiration and wisdom. Our practitioner this week is someone whose face we don't see as frequently, but he is always here with us because he watches from his home in Sudbury and joins us here once or 3-4 times a year to be with us in person and offer his wisdom. going to say this? Yes, I am. We became acquainted because of a gay cruise. We didn't meet each other on a gay cruise, but we became acquainted because of a gay cruise. And if you want to find out about all of that, meet with me after service and I'll tell you the whole story.
Everything?
Everything. Yes, I will tell you everything there is to know because there is always more to know. Wow, I've really lost it. Yeah. The thing that I can tell you, here's what I can tell you. This is someone who walks the talk and does so magnificently. This is someone who is so steeped in this spiritual philosophy that he cannot help but be a healing presence in this world. And I am so grateful to know him. I am so grateful to call him my friend. Please welcome, for his brand of wisdom and inspiration, Michel Do.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome, everyone online. Just a short, I'd like to mention this, and I mention it every time I'm here. I welcome you into my home every Sunday. I'm emotional-wise, I'll allow that. And my home fills with love and light every Sunday, and I'm so grateful for that, so thank you. And when I come here and I leave, I am sick. I mean sick with love and light and joy. So that disease I allow in my life, which is not a disease. It is love and light. So thank you for that. Jonathan sent a memo out early this week, and I'm glad I got it.
Me too.
And it's a theme and a quote from the broader perspective of science of mind. And it's this week's quote and saying is, "What is mine to do?" And Jonathan, I believe, is the one who wrote the quote, "We see a world in which we are called to conscious action." And when I meditated on this and sat in it, I could only think of one word. What is mine to do? Be is what I came up with. So I added another word to that, and it's be yourself. People are the most interesting things in the world. While it is true that we do not always get along with them as well as we might, it is certain that we could not get along without them. We are told the two things people are most interested in are love and personality. This is not strange because everyone wants to be loved and be loved. Everyone wants to feel needed. Every individual wishes to feel that he or she plays an important role in life. All are attracted to the person with a winning personality. We often think that we have to pattern our lives after the lives of others. But our personality, no matter how winsome it may be, or how convincing, or how dominant, is more than a mask we wear. It is a manifestation of an inner hidden principle, a divine spark within us, which uses both the mind and the body for its own self-expression. For personality is not the clothes we wear, nor is it our physical appearance alone. Personality is the flowering of the spirit within us. The people who have completely influenced the human race throughout the ages are those who have known this and who have made but little effort to influence. They are the ones who have had the deepest feeling of divine presence within them. Personality is not an external thing, for everything we do and say and think, and everything we appear to be outwardly, is always the result of a hidden fire burning at the center of our being. There is a divine person back of our personality, a unique manifestation of the living spirit. It is never alike in any two people. This is proved by the fact that no two persons have the same thumbprint. No two thumbprints are alike. No two blades of grass are alike. No two anythings are identical. And yet, everything is rooted in one life. God himself has placed a unique stamp on everyone and everything. There is an invisible presence hidden within us, which has its source in a higher power, and which acts through our actions, wills through our minds, and reveals itself in what we are doing. And with this acceptance of good, there must come an acceptance of the real self, which blossoms in our relations with others and finds fruit in its own action. The spirit within us is the gift of heaven, and without it, we would not be alive. It is the recognition of the spirit within us that is true starting point for the development of personality. Be yourself. Namaste. I have an affirmation this morning. I will say it once. I'll have you say it with me twice. My affirmation for this morning is, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the personality of life. We'll say it together. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the personality of life. One more time. I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the personality of life. Merci.
So I'll take a breath. Allow ourselves to resonate with that truth, the inherent truth that there is that within each and every one of us that is infinitely powerful, infinitely creative. And this is what we allow to show more and more and more. We do so through the expression of love. And there is so much love within each and every one of us to give. And as we give, so we receive. In that perfect cycle of love and life. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. And so allowing ourselves to be in this open and receptive place of love, loving light, which is who and what we are, I invite us all to turn our attention to these brilliant words of affirmative prayer from Michelle.
Yes, I am here. I am conscious. I am aware. I am present. There is one life. That life is good. That life is perfect. That life is in me now. Right here, right now. I am love. I am joy. I am peace. And here, right now, I declare this day is heaven on earth. I do this by choosing eloquently. I do this by choosing my impeccable word. My word is life. My word is my experience. My word is powerful. My word is strong. And in this word, I create, I live, and I am. And in this word, I experience what I choose. And I choose impeccably. Therefore, I live an impeccable life right here in heaven, on earth. And in this natural goodness, I am. I am. And yes, I am. And in this natural goodness, I am satisfied. I delight. And I feel goodness. I release these words like a boomerang, and it returns to me. It does return to me. I release, I let go, I let it be so. And together we say, and so it is.
I send my joy. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. Sing that line again. And it returns to me. Thank you, Michelle. Beautiful, beautiful words. Beautiful, loving words. We're introducing a new song today as our featured song of the day. It is new to this center, although it is not an original by anyone at this center, but it's by this great band that I discovered a little while ago called A Great Big World. And if you've not heard any of their music, I would suggest getting their 2 albums because they're awesome. If you were at the Canadian New Thought Conference last year when we did our celebration on Sunday at the hotel, the song that we sang as the feature of the day was also by this band. But anyway, we're not doing that song today. We're doing a different song today. And I have to get my mind around the ooh, ooh, oohs because I don't want to sing the wrong ooh, ooh, oohs. Okay. Here we go. 1, 2. oh, 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 oh. Fear, you're just a name that I have learned. Another way for me to turn. And you brought me here. And it took years for me to find that you were only in my mind. Hey, hey! I've been looking in the wrong place. Couldn't see what I've always known. I was facing the wrong way. I missed it all, I missed it all. I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. Hope, you're just a name that I hold close. There when I needed you the most. And you brought me here, where I can learn to love myself without the love of someone else. Hey, hey! I've been looking in the wrong place. Couldn't see what I've always known. I was facing the wrong way. I missed it all, I missed it all. I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. Oh, 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 oh. All I want is love. Oh, 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 oh. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. I don't care if my heart breaks. I don't care what they all say. All I want is love. I don't care if my heart breaks. I don't care if my heart breaks. I've been looking in the wrong place. I missed it all, I missed it all. I don't care what they all say. Let me find my own way home. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. All I want is love. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. I don't care what they all say. All I want is love. I don't care if my heart breaks. All I want is love. It's a good song, huh? Isn't that a great song? I love that song. I love this band. Dane will tell you that he will often come home from work and I will be in the living room and like dancing around to their albums. It's just, they're just great musicians, and I'm so grateful to have discovered them. And I don't typically go to concerts anymore in my life. I used to go to a lot of concerts when I was younger, but I don't typically go to concerts anymore. It's something that doesn't really appeal to me. But I found out that they're playing here in August. I'm like, that's a concert I could go to. That is a concert I could go to. So we are continuing our theme during the month of May, which is spiritual guidance and personal responsibility. And today's talk is Taking It to the Streets. That's the title of today's talk, Taking It to the Streets. And what does that mean? Well, I'm going to tell you what that means as soon as I hydrate. Let's start off actually with the song. The lyrics of this song are what first caught me. And I immediately sent this to Tanis and said, oh my gosh, we have to do this song in our celebration on the Sunday because this is a great song. And all of their songs are really inspirational. We're going to be bringing more of them to our Sunday celebrations. But here's how the song starts. Fear. You don't think that this inspirational song is going to start with the word fear, do you? But here's what it says. Fear, you're just a name that I have learned. You are just a name that I have learned, another way for me to turn. And you brought me here. One of the things that happens within this philosophy is a lot of times we do ourselves a disservice by thinking that we should not be allowing ourselves to ever go to that place of fear or distrust. And sometimes those things show up in our experience, show up in our mind, because they're there to allow us to learn something through them. And so I don't think we should be afraid of fear. Even though the more we give into love, the more fear no longer becomes a part of our reality. So that's one of the things. As we grow within this, the fear and the need for fear dissipates more and more and more and more. And eventually you'll find that you don't live in fear any longer. Really of anything, except skydiving. I do still have a fear of skydiving. Some friends of ours who are in Hawaii just posted their video of them skydiving yesterday. And it's both terrifying and exhilarating, and I keep thinking that maybe for my 45th birthday I'll go skydiving, and I'm not completely sold on that yet. But fear is just another name that we've learned to put upon something. So fear, you're just a name that I have learned. We have learned to fear, actually. We have learned to fear. And it is simply, as they say, another way to turn. It's simply another way to turn. We have the choice at all times of either turning to fear or turning to faith. Where are you today? In any given situation, where are you? Are you turning to fear or are you turning to faith? And in that faith, is your faith so deeply rooted in whatever it is that you believe that you know you are always well cared for? Because typically when we are in fear, we feel that we are not supported or cared for. That's really the root of, I think, all fear. Not feeling supported or cared for. The truth is we are all infinitely supported and cared for because of that very thing that Michelle was talking about, that thing that's within each and every one of us. We don't talk about it as though it is something outside the self that is there to guide us and lead us on a way. No, it is that which is within, that which is within, that intuitive place. And when we align with that intuitive place in love and harmony, we cannot help but be guided on the right path. And so then it goes on to say, hope, hope, hope. Have you ever found yourself hoping? Oh my gosh, I hope this happens. I hope something happens in my life. Hope, you're just a name that I hold close. There when I needed you the most. Again, hope is something sometimes, if that's all we can cling to, let's cling on to hope. Because hope is better than despair, as Ernest Holmes writes in The Science of Mind and Spirit, the book. Hope is better than despair. And if that's where you can be at this moment on your journey, allow yourself to be at that place of hope. Because hope leads to faith. Hope does lead to faith. Sometimes we resonate in hope because we are looking for the proof outside the self of what it is we should have faith in. If that's where you are, allow yourself to be present within that. Allow yourself to hold that close and be okay with it. Hope is okay. But hope is better than despair, but it is an unconscious way of allowing ourselves to always have an out so that we can easily turn hope into fear. So just check in with the self today. Is that hope leading to faith or is that hope leading to fear? So today, we see a world, I didn't write this by the way, we see a world in which we are called to conscious action. Now, are we taking those actions in faith or are we taking those actions in reaction to fear and hope? This is going to be a real check-in day. I'm going to keep saying, just check in with yourself. Just check in. We see a world in which we are called to conscious action. I don't know who wrote it. I don't think it was Ernest Holmes. It's part of our guiding vision within the Centers for Spiritual Living. We see a world in which we are called to conscious action. And I see a world in which I need to get glasses. So first of all, this is where the rubber hits the road. This is where the rubber hits the road. It is not enough to sit and meditate on a mountain all day. Although that's lovely. And I have had my experiences of doing that. It's not enough. We must be called to conscious action. This is a philosophy that is about action in life. This is a philosophy about allowing yourself to be divinely guided through that place of intuitive love and then actually acting upon it. Actually acting upon it. Spiritual philosophy, really all spiritual philosophy requires action. Otherwise, it's just simply a good idea. It's a good idea. But if it's not leading to action in life, then that good idea has no way of expressing itself in form. And that's kind of what we teach. It's actually not kind of what we teach. It's all of what we teach. That there is a spiritual idea inside each and every one of our minds. There is that spiritual notion that we have. Whatever ideas we have, those are showing up as our life. It is not simply enough to think and believe. We must act. One of my, I talked a little bit, was it last week that I talked a little bit about Dr. David J. Walker? I may have talked about it on Sunday or in class on Tuesday, I don't remember. I loved David J. Walker's approach to this philosophy. He was no holds barred. He was like, you either get it or you don't. There was no gray area for him. And I still like to leave a little gray area to allow people to be comfortable, but if I'm really looking at my own life, I either get it or I don't. And if I don't get it, I shouldn't be up here. So, one of the things that he talked about was the concept of intention. And now we all have intentions, yes? We all have intentions in our life. We have intentions that must lead to action. If intention does not lead to action, again, it's just a good idea. The way he described this idea of intention is to talk about the concept of if you wake up one morning, you think, I'm going to go to the movies. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. I'm going to go to the movies today. It is not actually an intention unless you actually go, get in your car, get on the TTC, go to the movie theater, buy your popcorn, sit down on the seat, get your ticket before you buy your popcorn. Don't just walk in. Get your ticket, go buy your popcorn, go sit down in the movie theater, enjoy the movie. If you've actually taken action, then that good idea was an intention. That's how I love to differentiate between great ideas and intentions. If it's an intention, it must lead to action. The divine, loving source of all creation has intended for each and every one of us to be here, which is why we're here. Had it not, we wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So, what intentions do you have in your life? Just bring one to mind right now. Just allow yourself to bring one, and you don't have to tell me what it is. You don't have to tell anybody around you what it is. Allow yourself to maintain that level of privacy for yourself, but bring one intention to mind. Have you acted on it? Have you acted upon it? And if you haven't acted upon it, now that it is in your mind, do you have the willingness to act upon it this week? That's going to be the next big question. Are you willing to take a step in the direction of your dreams? Because that's really what this is all about. Don't we all want to live the life we have imagined? Don't we all want to live our dream? You can answer that if you want. Yes. Yes, we all want to live our dreams. Unless you take action on your intentions, you will never live your dreams. That's hard to hear. But you have to do it. And there's nobody who's going to do it for you. Oh, that's also hard to hear, right? Wouldn't it be so much easier if I could just have so-and-so do it for me, do all the hard work, and then I can just bask in the glory of it all? That's not the way it works. You must be willing to take risks. Risk sometimes is a dirty word. I don't think of risk as a dirty word because, again, if you don't take risk, there is no reward. You know, there are these companies, they're called insurance companies, and their whole idea is around risk management, right? They're looking at the level of risk that is possible in any given situation, and then they are charging you a fee where you are betting against the risk, right? I'm not going to get into the whole thing about whether or not insurance companies are a good thing or a bad thing. That is not for me to exclaim or determine. But look at the very premise upon which that is built. First of all, when you put your focus on the possibilities for what could go wrong, if that's where your focus is, that's what's going to end up happening, more than likely. We are a philosophy that is built upon understanding that life flows according to our wishes and desires, our intentions. And the more we give into those intentions, the more life gets better. So be willing to take the risk, is the message. Be willing to take the risk, because If there is no risk, you've heard it all before, right? There is no reward. You cannot actually have the reward if you're not willing to take the risk. But risk must be equal to your belief. In fact, it is always the outplay of the risk factor in your life is always equal to the belief that you have in your heart. I'm going to say that again because that's kind of a big concept. The outplay of risk in your life is always equal to the belief that you have in your heart. Now, I'm not talking about intellectualized belief. I'm talking about that more deeply rooted place of belief. If you believe it is so at the heart level, that's how your life shows up. That's how your life shows up. This is what we call a mental equivalent within this philosophy term that was coined by Emmett Fox. The mental equivalent is that idea in our mind. See, I'm going to use the term and then I'm going to explain to you what it is. Mental equivalent is that idea that we have in mind that has its actual thing out in the world of form that is exactly equal to what is in mind. Now, that doesn't make any sense, does it? You can say no, it's okay. Does that make any sense to you? Because mental equivalent is kind of one of those things that people go, what? I don't get it. Here's another term for it that was coined by Thomas Troward, the spiritual prototype. The spiritual prototype. If I would like to have, what do I want to have? What do I want to have today? I don't know. I'm like, life is pretty darn good. What do I want to have today? I would like to have a new car. There's an idea in mind. There is an idea in mind. The minute that I think about a new car, I am at choice as to whether or not I attract that into my life or repel. I said repel, right? I was going to say repulse again, and I either attract it into my life or I repel it from me. The idea that I would like a new car means that the very thinking of it, there's the mental equivalent, the actual thing must exist in form the instantaneous moment that I think of it. The instant that I think of something, it exists in form. Now, whether that form is in my present experience is a whole other part of this equation. Sometimes it takes time for that which we want to be attracted into our experience. Don't allow yourself to get frustrated by the time it takes for something to come into your experience. Many times it happens instantaneously. And quite frankly, the more you practice this, the more instantaneous it happens. I'll tell you something that's started to happen for me. I see a smile. I'm going to talk about you for a moment, Marge. Because you have been a catalyst for something in my life this week, whether you know it or not. I kind of mentioned it on Facebook. So for years, I would go get my hair cut at Carlaw and Dundas. My hair salon is at Carlaw and Dundas. And so what I would do is I would take the subway from Broadview Station over to Pape, and I would get on the bus, and I would take the Pape bus down, which would then cut over to Carlaw and continue down. Well, right where the bus turns, there is this mansion. And every time I've passed this mansion, I've looked at it, I thought, what a cool building. That building is so cool. I would love to go check out that building, but it's always looked completely uninhabited. There's nobody there. And I always thought, wouldn't that be an interesting place? Like if the center could have a space, wouldn't that be a cool space for the center, provided it has enough seating for our Sunday celebrations? That's the one thing that I'm not sure of, because I haven't actually been inside the building. But it might, I don't know. Next week? Okay. So here I am, and this has always been on my mind, this building. And every time I go past it on the bus, I think, wow, yeah, what a cool building. So it just took a little time for the actuality or the potential actuality of this to come into my experience. And here's what happens this week. I see a post from Marge on Facebook this week that has a picture of this very same building that says it is for sale for $1. Now, there are a number of reasons why it's for sale for $1. As you might be able to imagine, in the world of risk, this building will need some work, and the property taxes are probably a little high. But Where there is a desire and an intention, there is a way. I don't know. I look forward to hearing about this building, more about this building. I'm going to let Marge do all the legwork for me. And find out what there is to know, because either it will work or it won't work. But here's the great news. There was an intention that I set in my own mind that building had to be checked out at some point, and now it is being checked out. And it may or may not work for us. I don't know. Allow yourself the flexibility and the freedom to let whatever it is in your mind that you have intention around to be drawn to you. It may take time, and that's okay. Allow the time it takes. So we must allow ourselves to give in to taking risks. Risks that are taken in faith always work out for the best. Ernest Holmes writes this: our mind should swing from inspiration to action. There I was inspired. The action is happening through that inspiration by means of Marge, because we are simpatico in this idea, because you actually have a very similar concept for what this building can be. Inspiration to action, from contemplation to accomplishment, from prayer to performance. This would be a well-balanced existence. This would be a well-balanced existence. We teach, the primary spiritual tool we teach in this philosophy is prayer. We call it spiritual mind treatment. We call it affirmative prayer because we're very specific about what prayer is in this philosophy. It is not us asking for something to happen. It is not asking for God to give us something. What we believe about prayer within this philosophy, what we teach about prayer within this philosophy, is that when we align our minds in faith with what it is that we require in our experience, that is an inside job, and it must come to fruition. But it's about alignment, not about begging. It is about aligning ourselves with the inherent spiritual truth of love in our lives. The band, A Great Big World, where who are the originators of the song we sang today, basically started, it's two guys that met in college. Now, they were in music school, but they were not studying music. They were studying music administration. Now, clearly, they had some musical talent. And they met, and they came together, and Ian Axel and Chad King, and they started just jamming together, and then they wrote a little song together. The song that they wrote was a song called This Is the New Year. That song, actually, they recorded it, and then all of a sudden, it got purchased, and it started to be they started playing it on various television shows in the United States. So all of a sudden, they have a hit song, and they have gone on to write other songs as well. Back in 2007, one of the two members of this band, Chad King, he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Now, this is a guy who at that time I think was in his very late teens or early 20s, 18, 19, or 20, diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And he was told by the doctors that he would be paralyzed, completely incapacitated within 7 years. Now, imagine receiving that news. Just imagine right now, for yourself, if you went in and you received that bit of news. You're at choice. You're at choice to allow yourself to either be devastated by the news or to know that you have a mind that can do something about it. Now, through his journey, he started allowing himself to go through some, what many would consider the traditional forms of medicine, the Western forms of medicine that basically, here's your pill, and you're going to take that, but it's inevitable you're going to be paralyzed in 7 years. So we're basically just going to allow you to as comfortably go to that place as we can. He was led through his intention down a different path. He attracted into his life something else. What he discovered for himself, and this is true for whomever it's true for. I just want to be very clear, because this If Western medicine calls to you and you feel that that is what will work for you, absolutely give into it, because that's your belief. Your belief creates your reality. His belief was not aligned with the root of Western medicine. What he came to understand, what he came to learn for himself, is that food is what heals. Food is what heals. Part of what happens is he looked at the way he was living his life, the foods he was eating, and he realized, oh my gosh, this is not in alignment with a great life well lived. He got some information, some basic information from some people who were holistically addressing their own multiple sclerosis, and he changed his entire beingness around it. First of all, he changed his mind. He changed his mind first and foremost. That led to the demonstration in form of having the information about what it is that could help him. So he was diagnosed in 2007. What year is it? 2016? 9 years later, having changed his entire way of approaching life, he is not paralyzed, he is not incapacitated, he is still going strong and enjoying the rigorous lifestyle of a hit musician, going on tour, doing things that many of us would probably feel too exhausted to do just in our regular lives. So this is somebody who allowed himself to be led on the journey through inspiration and through intuition, and he took it to the streets. He said, I am willing to make the change in my life. I am willing to make the change in my life. There was a funny little cartoon that was going around on the Centers for Spiritual Living among many of us spiritual directors. It was being passed around, and it was this cartoon of a spiritual director basically sitting and being interviewed by, I imagine, a community or a board of trustees. And the caption, as they're all sitting there interviewing this person, is to say, "We would like you to lead us to some new idea, but we're not willing to do the work. We want our lives to get better, but we're not willing to do the work. Are you willing to do the work?" Well, that was resounding. I am struck with a choice. I can either say, well, if you're not willing to do the work, okay, let's keep going. Let's sing the song. I do love you too much. So here, I'm going to ask you the question. Are you willing to do the work? Yes. Brilliant. That should be a resounding yes all the time. All the time. Without fail, we should always be willing to do the work. We should always be willing to step into love more and more and more, because that's really the work. Stepping into love. Allowing love to guide us. Allowing love to be reflected back to us, because that's all we can give. Love is the antidote to fear. When we give into love, we have absolutely nothing to fear. I will love skydiving someday. Love is the antidote to fear. Mother Teresa writes this: love begins at home. Love begins at home. It is not how much we do, but how much love we put in the action. Which is why I choose to go to Guatemala. And this is what I will continue to do for as long as I have the capacity to give love and show up and be of service to these young kids in Guatemala, which is where I will be in about 3 weeks, to volunteer for a week at Casa Guatemala, which is an orphanage and boarding school in the eastern jungles of Guatemala, right near the Caribbean. It is something that I am passionate about, and it came about because I had the willingness to say yes. I had the willingness to say yes, to put what I teach into action. Because it came to me, 2 years ago, it came up to me, do you want to go to Guatemala and volunteer? And there was that moment of fear. I've never been to a third world country. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do. What is it going to be like there? I don't speak Spanish much at all. How can I do this? Ours is not to worry about the how. Ours is simply to say, it is my intention to go and be of service. The how will take care of itself. And so I made that trek 2 years ago. I make it again this year. I will make it again next year, and next year, and next year, and next year. Because this is something that I feel passionate about. This is one of my intentions that I now act upon. Had I not acted upon it, it would just be a good idea. How many of those are we sitting upon? We must begin taking it to the streets. We must begin setting in motion our intention. We must do it now. We are, you know what? None of us is here to make the world a better place. What? We're not? Making the world a better place is the necessary outcome of making our own lives better and more fulfilled. Think about that. The more we become more fulfilled, the more we align ourselves with love, the world just naturally becomes a better place. And when we express this into the world, people around us cannot help but get into alignment with it because they're all sitting back like in When Harry Met Sally going, oh, I'll have what he's having, or I'll have what she's having. Never thought you'd hear that reference in the service, did you? The more we give into making our lives personally more fulfilling through our action, through what it is and who we are in this world, life gets better. The creative resource at the center of our being is working all the time, and we are at choice. We are at choice to act in alignment with our conviction or not. When we don't act in alignment, we are telling the universe, I have the desire, but I don't believe it can be a reality. The universe acts according to belief and says, okay, it's not a reality. What are you willing to make real in your life today? What are you willing to make real in your life today? Are you ready to stand up and say, I am taking the next step to a more fulfilling life that is in service to the greater good always, because that's who I am? This is a rhetorical question. I'm not expecting an answer this time. Are you ready to take it to the streets? Are you ready to take it to the streets? Take a breath. Allow yourself to resonate in that energy of action that is impelled within you because of the decision that you have just made in your own mind. Allow yourself to be in that place. This is faith, and faith always leads to action. Namaste. I'm going to invite us to take out whatever it is we're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution or your investment, your tithe. For me, giving is a sacred practice that is based in the faith of understanding that as I give, so I receive. And we live in a completely cyclical experience of life. And so by putting it out there, I receive it back, and it keeps the flow going in my life. If I don't put it out there, I can't get it back. And it stops everything. So that's why I choose to give. Giving is a choice, and I invite us all to embrace this choice today, here and now, as we know that this gift supports this center and the great work that we do. We're not there yet. Oh. As you hold whatever it is you're offering the center in your hand, let's affirm together the divine givingness affirmation, which is on your song sheet. We'll read this together. Here we go. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, multiplied abundantly. Hit it. So as the baskets go around, we're going to do this great chant song by Karen Drucker. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Sing that.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
This healing, this healing, this healing 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 day.
All right. I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these beautiful faces that I call my friends, and that's what I want to give gratitude for. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
My magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
Magnificent, magnificent, magnificent friends.
And so I'm going to invite Michelle up to the front. If Judy and Carol could please head on up here. And
In this wonderful atmosphere of giving, what I get from giving returns to me and to my heart 100-fold, whether it's an hour volunteering, whether it's giving a smile, whether it's walking across the street with an elder, whether it's giving a moment, a word, a look. It fills my heart, and my heart shoots out stars and light and love. This is what I get from giving, and I am grateful, so grateful for this teaching, for this center, for all of us. Giving, receiving. I release these words of love and light to the world, and I take it to the street, and I shower everyone with this love. I release, I let go in gratitude of thanksgiving and love, and together we say, and so it is.
thank you for these gifts.
Thank you for these
Thank
gifts.
you for these gifts, Spirit. Thank you for these gifts.
Thank you for these gifts, Spirit. Thank you for these gifts.
Thank you for these gifts, Spirit. Thank you for these gifts.
Thank you for these gifts, Spirit. Thank you for these gifts.
These abundant, abundant, abundant gifts.
These abundant, abundant, abundant gifts.
These abundant, abundant, abundant gifts.
Abundant, abundant, abundant gifts.
I say thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you. All right, thank you so much. For just a moment.
I hope you're having as much fun with our online silent auction as I'm having. I started my bid last Sunday, and I put my name in, and I quickly realized everybody had a bid name. So I'm bidding on some of these wonderful items that have been graciously donated and given to this center by many of our community members. They're amazing. And people are, and I changed my bid name. You don't know who I am now. If you were on early, you will know who I was. But it's really funny. It's really fun to watch the bids go up and up and up. And I got outbid a couple of times, and I'm not losing out. So you have until tomorrow evening at 11:45 to stake your claim on those wonderful, wonderful items. So I encourage you, if you haven't done it yet, go to that link. I did a stupid thing last Sunday. I didn't bring the link home with me, so I got on a three-way call with a couple of people and said, what the heck do I do? How do I get this? And I found out. So 32auction.com/CSL Toronto.
Yes.
Right.
I'll tell you an easier way to get there.
Oh.
Go to our website,
Thank you.
csltoronto.com. There's a link right at the very top of the page.
It really is fun. Enjoy it. And win.
And win, yes.
Win your bid. Thank you.
Sure. It's a free-for-all today.
I'd just like to mention, too, I brought 4 love boxes from Sudbury, and I filled them with love items. There's 3 boxes at $25 and 1 box at $100, and you get double the amount that you actually buy. And all the money's going to Casa Guatemala, so if you would like a box today, they're available. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. That's awesome. So a couple of other things that I want to let you know that are going on. We do continue meditation practice every single Wednesday right here at the center. Meditation practice starts at 6 p.m. So it's good if you're here at least by 5 to 6 so that you can engage in the full practice of meditation every single Wednesday right here. That is presented free of charge. We do accept offerings, but it is presented free of charge because that is something that we support here is the expression of spiritual practice. So join us for meditation every single Wednesday. We are continuing to look for additional volunteers to be in service, to be in sacred service. And so what we're looking at for right now, we're continuing to look for sound personnel. We're continuing to look for technical personnel who can help us with our webcast. We are also looking for people to support our youth program as we continue to develop and grow that program. The one thing to know about the youth program is it does require a police check, so we'll take care of handling all of those details. If you're interested in any of that, you can speak with me. You are also welcome to speak with Lori, who is our hospitality coordinator and handles all of our Sunday volunteers. Thank you so much for your service, Lori. We have classes coming up. We have Foundations for Better Living, which begins June 28th. This class will be on Tuesdays. I know that in the email it said Thursdays. It actually is on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m., June 28th through August 30th. This is a foundational course for anyone who's looking to become a practitioner. It's a foundational course for anyone who is looking to find out more about this philosophy. This is not just for practitioners. This is the Science of Mind 101. So if you're interested in really incorporating spiritual practice into your life in a very practical way, this is where I would suggest you begin. This also is being offered free of charge. We, again, will be accepting offerings. Here's the other thing to know. If you are looking to be certificated in this class, there is a $45 registration fee, but we can handle all of that if you're interested in that. Metaphysics and Metaphor in the Bible is a class that has been requested, so I am teaching it. That is coming up also. And I've messed up the dates here. on your sheet it says June 23rd. That is incorrect. It begins June 29th. That class is on Wednesdays. It's a 6-week course. We also have yoga practice coming back. That is going to be on June 23rd. And it'll be on Thursday evenings and Saturday mornings for 5 weeks, 10 classes. You can buy all 10 for $120, or you can go to just 5 classes for $65. So that's what's happening here. Now, I would like Helen Valleau to please join me up here on stage. She's not expecting this. To be abundantly clear, you are not expecting this. No.
To be abundantly clear.
Yes, so here, just step out a little bit. Allow yourself to be fully present in the acceptance of the energy of this room right here and right now. Okay? Helen has been a dear, sweet spirit in my life since before I ever moved here. She was on the board of trustees as the president and was one of my first contacts with this center before I came here to serve as spiritual director. We became very fast friends, and she is a brilliant, 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 inspired individual who has really taken this philosophy to heart in her own life and expresses it so deeply in everything that she thinks, everything she says, everything she does. This is her last week of being here in the capacity that she is here, because she is leaving to go to California this week and will be gone for a little while as she engages in her ministerial paneling, and when she returns to us, she will be the Reverend Helen Valleau. And so here's what I would like us to do. I'd like all of us to stand up. I know, everyone stand up. Whether you know Helen or not, I'd like to invite you to put your energy into the pure accomplishment that is already present in her own mind. If you would raise your hands and allow your palms to be pointed towards Helen and simply repeat after me. We love you.
We love you.
We support you.
We support you.
We are one with you.
We are one with you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, fly. Woo. I know this journey. The journey to ministry is not an easy one, and it takes much study, much deepening, much practice, and a lot of hydration. I suspect you can guess what the song is. As we relax right here into this final moment, allowing ourselves to be resonant in the space of creation, the deep understanding that it is love that is at the core of all of it. Imagine we're in heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only skies. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. This unified world, let's allow this to be present in our own minds, right here and right now, as we relax into this moment of receptivity, the deep understanding and recognition that there is only one power and one presence, one creative source for all that is. This creative source is love. And it is through love that our intentions are met with action. For we are the very impulse of love in form, each and every one of us. Perfect love, perfect light, perfect harmony, perfect being. There is only this love. So what I claim for each and every one of us with this in mind is that our lives are unfolding beautifully, harmoniously, with great joy, great abundance, great health, exquisite relationships, and with an alignment to that which is ours to do, perfect creative expression. I live in this. and I trust in this. And it is for this and so much more that I allow myself to resonate with gratitude. Grateful for all that is, grateful for all that has been, and grateful for all that is to come. I'm grateful for everyone who has stepped up today to make this experience the beautiful, joyful experience that it is. I'm grateful to our board member, Carol. I'm grateful to the service of Judy as our greeter. I'm grateful to Marg in the bookstore. Grateful to Lori for setting up. I'm grateful to Carrie and Nick on sound. Grateful to Jim and Shahrose on our webcast. Grateful for Helen and Mahala working with our youth today, our exquisite youth. I am grateful for Michel and his brilliant words of wisdom. I'm grateful that he always brings it, always. And I'm grateful to Margaret Ann for her beautiful meditation. I live in gratitude. I allow gratitude to resonate within my soul. And I know that it is in gratitude that my word spoken is done. So I simply relax, release, and allow, letting it fall into that perfect law of cause and effect that says, yes, it is done in the very speaking of it. I know it is so, as together we say, and so it is. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man and women. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Yes. Let's take this renewed sense of the world and let's send it out with the best day of my life. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high I touched the crowd. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, whoa, never gonna give it up, no. Please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I howled at the moon with friends, and then the sun came crashing in. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. But all the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my
the sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. Have a great week, everyone.